Should you buy some sort of lighting or should you just use natural light? Let's find out. Okay, so first thing I want to point out, like I have a ring light here, I've got like this light right here, and then I actually have another one that's right here, along with a couple others, but we're going to showcase mainly the ring lights, but we're also going to look at like other lighting versus natural light. So I want y'all to just be able to see what natural light is going to look like with nothing else on, like no overhead light, none of this on, just natural light coming in, and then we're just going to showcase like the lighting and not the overhead, not any lamps, anything like that. So we're just going to showcase basically like a ring light to like a studio light, kind of like this, to basically the actual natural light itself outside. So this is going to be when it's kind of brighter outside. It's kind of like a morning time right now. So we're going to take a look at that and we're going to see what everybody thinks. Okay, so this is what it just looks like with ring lights on. This is like everything's all closed out. There's no natural light. There's no overhead light. And the main reason that I turned the overhead light off in this video is just because we're looking at the difference between having like a studio level light versus that. There's always going to be overhead light anywhere you go. So I wanted to just eliminate that factor completely. Maybe we'll do like a section where we do an overhead light just to get you a sample of it. But over and all, this is what it looks like. It's a little, I want to say eerie. I mean, I can move this around and get this a little bit closer to me, but see, it doesn't look the best. So if you're gonna get like studio light, you're either gonna want natural overhead light more than likely, because this just doesn't look good. It looks okay if I'm trying to tell like scary stories or something, but over and all, this just don't work for me. I mean, you might like it. You may want like a darker setting. I think if you are having like a webcam style thing where you have your face in the corner of the screen and then you have like something else on the overhead, whether it's like a video game or it's like a cooking or a reaction, anything like that, then you'll like it. But I think if you're not doing that, you're not gonna like this, because this just doesn't look that good. Okay, so this is just straight natural light. And it's a little bit better than just the actual lighting itself, but it's still a little dark. So I'm going to go ahead and try to just yoink that down a little bit. And now you can see me very clearly. So this right here is a very good like vibes, I think, for if you're trying to tell a story or if you're giving a testimony or you're doing something of the sorts like that. This would be just a great vibe for it. So reminder, there is no overhead light on whatsoever. This is just simply the natural light coming in. And it is actually a little cloudy out today. So when it's even more sunny, it'll pop more. So basically, if you're looking at some sort of good lighting or anything, my biggest recommendation for you, because I know like people will scroll through Amazon and Best Buy and all these places to try to find different sorts of lights, which we'll get into a review about that later on down the line on this channel, because there's some that are good, some that aren't. But regardless of that, the overhead light itself, the natural light, excuse me, the natural light itself is the best way to go. So I think if you're looking for best lighting in a place, don't go somewhere where there's no windows. Make sure you have some sort of window that you can look out and be able to get the light in. Like my desk and this recording is all right next to the window, so it makes it easier. Now, while I turn on the overhead light, I mean, you see in every video I have ring light on back there. I just showed you another ring light that I have on, and then I normally have this light right here on. So there's a little bit more. There's a couple more ring lights and there's a couple more lighting that I have up, but they're all turned off for right now, just so we can get a better showcase of this. So over and all, this is what natural light looks like. So now let's do something interesting. Let's put the lighting, like just the ring lights and just the studio light right here. Nothing else, no overhead, no lamp, no nothing. And let's have the natural light come in and let's take a look at what that looks like. Okay, so this is with the natural light, and look, you see how it's kind of bright and how it just doesn't work? Look at that. So it's all about angle placement as well. So when I angle this one closer to me, it doesn't shine like on my face as good. It makes everything around it more dark because the camera is solely focusing on the light sources coming in from here. So honestly, if you're looking for a great lighting situation and for your setup, I would 100% recommend getting some sort of artificial like ring light per se, and then getting natural light to come in. Now this right here doesn't look the best, that's just because the overhead light is off. But lighting is everything. If you're trying to film a video or anything like that, lighting can be, like look at this. The more I lean away, you can see this side of my face great, just not this side. So it's distracting, and it just doesn't work for when you're trying to do a video. And it doesn't matter what video you're trying to do. You could be doing storytelling or anything like that. But let's go ahead and take a look at like the actual ring light themselves. And keep in mind, some of these ring lights I have gotten from Best Buy and Amazon, so some of them are very high quality. And then one of these ring lights actually is literally $1. Like the ring light itself is literally $1, which would do a comparison whether you should get a high quality ring light or a lower quality and see which one's better. But let's go ahead and take a look at the actual ring light versus the settings, because obviously with the natural light, there's not really a comparison that we can do considering it's the sun. So yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at the different settings of the ring lights. So if you look, there's where the light function comes into play. There's also a remote. The remote, you can change it to go up or down, and when you change it to go up or down, it'll showcase what the actual ring light looks like. With higher settings or lower settings, you can change the color scheme of it like we just talked about, and then you can turn it off and turn it on. And that's pretty much what they're for. That's pretty much what it does. You can do different attachments to these ring lights, but over and all, we're not looking at that, we're just looking at the light itself. Okay, so if you look at this little ring light right here, like it's pretty bright in a sense, but it has a remote control to it, and on this remote control I can change the different color schemes of it. So for instance, like right now it's kind of on like a warmish. That's like completely warm. That was kind of like a cool white and a warm mix together. This is just a warm, and then you get like a cool white, which is what that one behind me is set on. So like it gives you different modes. So I'm just gonna shine this on me so that you can just get a feel for them. Like this is just like the colors in between. This is just the warm, and then this is the cool. So the cool light, in my opinion, like just the cool, it works best. It's the greatest, but other people will disagree. That's fine. So then we get to this one over here. So it's on cool. Now it's on warm. Now it's on like half and half. If you'll notice in some videos, I have that one right back there on like a cool. I mean, not as cool. I have it on a warm, but I have it on a cool now. I've started doing that just because it really pops with the natural light. So when you're getting a ring light, just know you can also, like, you can do anything you want with them. I mean, you buy it, you can do what you want with it. But I would recommend putting it on cool settings. So if you have one, like put it on cool white, and that'll help flow it in really well, and that'll make you look good and it'll pop. So yeah, that's pretty much the ring light and all that. So that's pretty much just a short, sweet video, just talking about like why should you get a ring light, why do you not maybe need one. But now let's just hone it in and do like a little recap. I'm not trying to just like tell you, should you use this, should you use that? Like, I believe these work well blended together. So here's my recommendation for you. Should you use a ring light or should you use natural light? The answer for majority would be you should use a ring light, because you may not be able to use access to a window, or the natural light just doesn't necessarily pop right away. The ring light works when you want like a darker setting and when you want a lighter setting. But over and all, I would just recommend getting a ring light. I'll try to link some below if I can find the ones that I have. But I would just recommend getting a ring light, and I would recommend pairing it with natural light, because natural light's always going to be here. You don't have to pay for that. You don't have to buy it. You don't have to use some type of service for it. Like, natural light is always going to be right outside your door. So I would just hone in both together, and you get this cool little like vibe. It's kind of like, I don't know, this kind of reminds me of like a rainy day, cloudy day. I think it is because it's cloudy outside and it was raining earlier. But over and all, like, you pair the two together and it looks really well. And also, one other thing I'll note is when you like have this, it pops everything around you. So like you can see my mic, it's popping, everything else, it looks like it catches your eye, versus whatever's behind me doesn't necessarily, because these two lights, which I'll remind you, this one right here, they pop. So yeah. Alright guys, that was a short and sweet video, but that's going to do it for this one. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, and hit that notification bell so that you never miss out on a new video. My name is Bryce. Thank you for hanging out in the studio today, and we'll see you in the next one.